Welcome to I Said No Gifts. I'm Bridger Winegar. We're here in the studio. What's going on? It's lightly raining. Well, I would say medium level raining. And I took the freeway to get here. So the adrenaline is pulsing through my body, just absolutely coursing through me. This is not something that I'm used to doing. I would have taken side streets, but I obviously didn't. My morning was wasted in a bad way, and I left too late, and then I stopped at Found Coffee and got a little distracted there. You know, I'm just getting distracted all over the place, and then I'm putting myself in danger. But now we're here. Is there something? What I was going to say was yesterday I was at Joann Fabric, and we all know Joann is closing down. It was a horrible experience. Of course it's going out of business. I hate to see it go, but Joann, you've been sick a long time, and I think it's probably for the best. I bought nothing. It was chaos, and now I don't know where to turn to for craft supplies, but maybe a Michael's. I don't know. I haven't been to Michael's for years. Is there anything else I have to say? Just a reminder about the Patreon. The Patreon is still fresh and new, so go over to patreon.com/ISaidNoGifts and sign up. We're having a nice time over there. Okay. I think it's time to get into the podcast. I love today's guest. Everybody loves today's guest. It's Oscar Nuñez. Oscar, welcome to I Said No Gifts.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. Are we on? Are the cameras on?
The cameras are on. This is a whole new element within the last maybe 6 to 8 months of the podcast where the video is this whole thing that we're really adjusting to. Mm-hmm. And there are at least 3 cameras in the room, potentially more. And I've been told by our producer, Annalise, they said, look into the camera as the show begins, which is such an unnatural feeling.
You were looking here?
I was looking right over here, talking to no one, talking to the viewer, but it's something you adjust to. And are you looking at your camera?
I see it.
You could say something to the viewer at home.
Hello from Hollywood, everyone. So there's no live audience here?
There's not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But we're building to that, I think.
Okay.
Eventually we'll be in front of a studio audience, screaming fans.
Yeah.
Kind of a Price is Right vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind just having a giant wheel to spin.
Just because.
Just because. It has nothing to do with the rest of the show. Nobody wins anything.
Well, I can attest to the weather. It is raining. I too do not like highways.
Oof.
I'd rather take regular streets. But yeah, it's slippery out there.
I'm glad to hear this about highways. When you open Google Maps or whatever map application you're using, do you turn off highways?
No.
Okay, you're stronger than me.
Sometimes I have to. Sometimes we have to.
Yes.
Because of time.
Right.
If I have my druthers, I'd rather take other streets, which are just as fast.
Oh, in L.A.,
yeah,
it's essentially you're probably going to be going 25 to 35 miles an hour no matter what type of road you're on.
That's right. I don't want to say alternates because then there's too many people and then they'll start taking them.
Oh, you feel terrible for those neighborhoods where suddenly there are 50 cars going through.
Yeah. I'll just say Sepulveda and the 405. Sepulveda is just as good as the 405 in some sections,
right.
Some stretches.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back after.
I will say the secret, I think, to modern living, if you want to live in a quiet, not busy neighborhood, is you have to live on a dead end.
Oh, yeah.
Google's not going to route people through there.
Yes, your cul-de-sacs.
Cul-de-sacs. Yeah, that cul-de-sac is kind of a rebranding of a dead end. It's a more pleasant way to say dead end.
Well, I think the cul-de-sac, dead end, implies it just stops.
It just stops.
Where a cul-de-sac gives you a way to get out. It has a little circle
right.
that you can go around.
Otherwise, with the dead end, you're going to be backing up, doing a three-pointer.
Turn. Yeah.
At least 3 points.
At least a three-pointer.
Cul-de-sac is such a fancy term.
It sounds French to me.
I know. I wonder what that actually means. The French is... Annalise, would you mind looking up what cul-de-sac actually means? I mean, I feel like...
Thank you, Annalise. Yes, something... Yeah, it's French.
It's an interesting thing. I have to imagine it's been around for a long time, maybe even predating cars, because it feels like a weird thing to just suddenly be part of the normal street system.
What came first, cul-de-sac, the actual cul-de-sac, or the phrase cul-de-sac?
Right. My guess is that
I think I'm going with the phrase came first.
It feels like the phrase must be almost
I think
a metaphor, or it probably meant something else.
Probably. Yeah.
Cul-de-sac. Cul sounds like end of sack.
Street? Sack is not street.
Yeah, probably does mean...
So it literally means bottom of a sack.
Oh, the bottom of the sack.
Wow, how gorgeous.
Yeah, okay.
God bless whoever decided to use that.
They took it and they made it horizontal. They took a vertical concept, right? The bottom of the
kind of laid it out there. You get to the bottom of the sack.
Yeah.
Wow, you learn something every day. You really do.
Yes, this is it's informative. I did not know what to expect. I've never heard of this show.
No, this podcast number one.
I was told to be here. Where's
it's
number
a utility. This is this podcast is to educate and inform beyond all else.
How many years have you been doing this?
5 years. 5 years.
Wow! Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's not nothing.
5 years today, actually.
5 years
today.
Shockingly, yes. 5 years ago, March of 2020, March 12th.
Sure.
As at least within Los Angeles, I think was kind of officially lockdown day.
Right.
And
okay.
We had obviously planned in advance that this podcast would be launching on March 12th.
Okay.
And so then suddenly everyone on the internet was rightfully talking about a bigger issue. And then there was me saying, by the way, I have a podcast.
I have a podcast.
Which was a confusing feeling.
Yeah.
It didn't quite feel right, but I had no choice.
You have no choice.
You know, that's the business.
Sunk on you, right? 5 years.
5 years. Yeah, there we go. Sunk on...
I'm guessing year, año. It sounds like Spanish. Sunk is 5. I know that.
Sunk is 5. And I think maybe it's just on.
Oh, yeah. Possibly, yeah.
Year.
I think you're right.
This is 4 years of French in Utah Public School, so you can count on me to...
Utah Public Schools?
Yes.
What did you teach? French?
No, I learned there.
Oh, you learned French.
Or tried to learn.
Yes.
But
Un petit bon.
Un petit bon. Merci beaucoup. That's about as far as we can go.
Je ne sais quoi. Maintenant,
pourquoi?
Pourquoi?
What is welcome? Bienvenue. Bienvenue à la podcast.
Oui, merci beaucoup.
I wonder what I said no gifts would be. Je ne parle pas.
No, what are you saying? I don't speak? Je ne parle?
I didn't say gifts.
Oh, right. I said no gifts.
Maybe it's just pas gifts.
Right. No gifts.
Non gifts.
Non gifts.
Of course, we're saying gifts, which is simply not the word.
No, it's another word.
Presents looks like a French word.
Yes. It looks like one. I don't
know that it means that it's a one-to-one.
Yeah.
But we got close enough there. Maybe one of our French listeners is screaming out now, and they can reach out later.
Do they hear this in France?
People are listening all over the world.
Worldwide.
It's a weird feeling.
Wow.
To have people that have no business listening to my life, prying, getting online, and then just listening to hours of me talking for some reason.
Sometimes just people do it to relax. Some people... Right? Some people are interested, and some people just haven't. They're doing their yoga, they're driving, whatever.
The idea of me listening to this podcast, that's the last...
Have you listened to it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, early on, I had to listen to a lot of it because of, we were getting used to what is the show, we're editing.
So you had to.
Notes.
You had no choice.
And I mean, I don't know how you feel about hearing your own voice, but...
I don't like it.
It's a painful thing. I mean, I think you get a little used to it.
You do. Eventually you do.
You're forced to.
Yeah. I'd rather see myself than hear my voice, but I'm getting used to it. Right. Did you have notes for yourself? Were you hard on yourself?
Early on, of course.
Yeah.
So hard.
Yeah.
And I continue. Actually, it's just continued to be.
It's a growing process.
But I no longer really listen to the episodes. I trust Annalise.
Yes. 5 years.
They take it. Yeah. At some point, you have to just give up.
You have to stop.
You just have to say it is what it is. People will be listening and screaming in France, and there's nothing I can do about it. You can do.
I've yet to watch The Office. I hear good things.
How much of The Office have you seen?
As we were shooting, we watched it every episode that came out, and then that's it. And then years later, I was in Toronto and I had lots of time to kill because I was shooting a show there. And I went back and watched the whole thing.
Wow!
Again. And I found 2 episodes that were okay, and the rest were actually quite funny and good.
I thought you were going to say the rest was garbage.
No, that's how I watched it because I was in Toronto, and I think there's 3 universities in Toronto, and they have a wonderful Indian and Pakistani population and all that. And I kept getting assaulted in a good way by all these college bros on the street.
Oh, sure.
Oscar Nuñez! And I'm like, these guys are all right. Let me go back and watch the show because, I mean, everyone's still crazy about it. And
right. Maybe more so now than ever.
Yeah, so I went back and watched it. I'm like, oh, yeah, it holds up.
Okay, good. It's a good show. Now you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, freak out.
That's right. Yeah. So it was good to do that. But I don't think I need to do it again.
Yeah, that's a lot of TV.
Yeah, that's enough.
How many episodes is that? It's probably...
I don't know.
200. Let's assume
something
200
like that.
episodes.
Yeah, something like that.
From a time period when you would make 24 episodes
that's right.
season.
That's exactly right.
It's kind of in our past now. You make about an episode and a half a season, and then they cancel it.
That's right.
So people get about 40 minutes of a television show.
Yeah, some shows are canceled before they go on the air, but you still do it.
That's a rough feeling.
Yeah, it's
horrible.
Make
a show, and then it just gets dumped.
That's what's happening.
Tax write-offs.
Yeah,
tax write-offs.
It feels that way.
Yes. How long have you lived in L.A.?
30-something years.
Okay, and prior to that, you were in New York?
Yes. I grew up in New Jersey. I was in Florida before I came out here.
Where in
Florida? In Naples. First Miami Lakes, then Naples. I was with my sister and brother-in-law for about a year, something like that.
Do you spend much time in Florida now?
No. No. My parents have both passed away. Merchandise is available. But ever since my mom passed away, my wife is like, well, you don't visit much. So you used to go see your mom, didn't you?
Right,
I'm
of
like,
course.
yeah, it feels that way. I still have nephews there and my sister, but we don't go back. You know what? We're going back like in April. I think we're going back this year because Kevin is getting married, one of my nephews.
Okay.
So we're going to go do that.
Do they ever visit you here? This is my problem.
No one comes out here.
This
only Cousin Martha and Sabino came out finally after 1,000 years.
Begging.
Yeah, only Sabino and Cousin Martha. My sister came out when I got married. That was, I don't know how many years, about 13 years ago with my mom. But no, they, you know what? They're starting to come out. I shouldn't say that. Ian came out also. My nephew Ian.
So quick to blame.
So like 3 or 4 of them have come out.
And do they stay with you? Or is it just like, oh, we'll meet you for lunch?
No, they stay. Ian has a family, and so they stayed at a B&B, which was wonderful, in Studio City. Cousin Martha stayed with us. We put her in a little trailer out in the driveway.
Okay, great.
One of those little
like Airstream?
Yes, exactly. We put her in one of those. She loved it.
Oh, that sounds nice.
We put her out there. Yeah.
Do you feel when family comes, I'm happy to have them come, but I feel so responsible for their happiness that I think it becomes almost just detrimental to our relationship because I'm trying too hard, they're trying too hard to not get in the way, and then it ends up being this thing where nobody knows what they want to do. I'm saying I can't just sit around watching TV with you. That's not why you came here. Please tell me what you want to do. But they say, well, I don't want to be a bother.
Newsflash, Bridger. Welcome to planet Earth. That's what happens. That's the cycle.
It's horrible.
I know. What are you going to do?
Well, I would hope that they would come to town and say, well, I want to go to the Wax Museum.
They don't know what they want. You have
People know what they want. They're just being too polite.
Take them. Well, then that's not there. Take them around. Show them a good time. They're just happy to be. They're overwhelmed by Hollywood, by the glitz. They know who you have on the show, and
I think they're underwhelmed. I think they come
really?
here and you see Hollywood, and you're like, what the hell is this?
Oh, Hollywood's overrated. I feel bad for tourists. I feel bad for people who come here and don't know anyone and they come as a family. Sometimes
it seems very confusing.
I feel bad for them because I see them and wandering around, like you said, Hollywood Boulevard, and you're like, you don't need to be here.
Oh.
But it's what they like. They want to do that. You can't talk them out of it.
LA's kind of a trap in that way, where it seems like a vacation destination. It seems like you've seen all these things on TV and in the movies. Oh, it's so glitzy and glamorous, and then you get here and it's just a lot of pavement and litter.
It's good if you know someone.
Yeah.
If you're young, it's okay. It's a family that's kind of a little difficult.
It's not really for kids.
No, it's not for kids. That's, Disneyland, Universal, but
Right.
theme parks, who cares?
And Disneyland is an hour away.
Yeah.
And Universal is fine. So then what do you do with the children otherwise? I guess you go to the Wax Museum or wander through Griffith Park.
There's things to do, but you can't. If you come and you say, look, I want to stay on Hollywood Boulevard. I want to stay, quote unquote, right? So stay on Sunset Boulevard, and then if you have kids, little kids or whatever, then go to the Getty Museum, go to the Skirball Center.
The Skirball, that's a nice one.
Yeah, get out of Hollywood, go to Malibu.
Sure, the beach.
Go to the beach, go to those parks, Roy Rogers, but now you can't go there because
I know,
it's
right now it's not.
No, it's not the time.
Not ideal.
No, not ideal.
Yeah,
No.
so this is
Yeah.
whenever my family would come to Southern California, we really never went through LA because I think my parents smartly understood what would we do with the kids here.
What would you do?
But then you see families wandering around.
Yeah, and
probably like, what is going on?
You can't rain on their parade. Let them. I mean, there's like one block that's okay on Hollywood Boulevard.
Which block is that?
I don't know. Like Man's Chinese, they want to do that. They want to see that stuff.
Yeah,
it's
I used to
Times
work over
Square.
there.
It's hit and miss. You know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you see all of the costume superheroes and
Yeah,
there's a sadness.
and the homelessness and stuff. I hate seeing people who aren't prepared for that. I'm used to it. I grew up
Right.
with, but if you walk by and you see a homeless person, that's traumatic.
There's just a lot
If you
to
have little kids
explain
who've
to
never
kids.
seen it before, yeah, it's tough.
It's not great.
No.
A lot of good food, though. A lot of wonderful food to eat.
Yeah, there's good food. There's good restaurants. We have the best. We have the best sushi.
Oh, absolutely.
Arguably in Japan,
Yeah.
San Francisco, and us.
Yes.
We have great Mexican food.
Great Mexican food.
There's good Italian places.
Sure.
There's good restaurants. The children is the thing. Where do you
the kids don't care.
Yeah. How do you? I go to Malibu, go to the beach. Those are fun things.
Take the kids to Burger King.
Yeah. If you know someone, that's great. If
Yeah,
you know
of
someone who
course.
lives here.
I mean, what did you do with Cousin Martha when she came? She was in the trailer, and did she just do her own thing?
I have a 12-year-old daughter. They hang out together. Martha loves her trailer. She loves hanging out with me. If she comes, then some days she'll just run errands with me. Like if she was here today, she would be sitting in the booth.
Oh, that would be nice.
She'd
That would be a nice
having
little LA
yes,
thing
she
to
does
do.
that. She comes, and then I'll take her to the Beverly Hilton
Uh-huh.
or to Shutters,
Sure.
and then she likes that.
Right.
We take her out to dinner, and she hangs out with my wife, and they'll do something. She'll hike.
Right.
So there's plenty for her to do.
What kind of errands do you run?
You're dry cleaning.
Dry
You're
cleaning.
dropping by the manager. Hey, hi, how are you? What's going on?
Sure.
Podcasts, ADR work,
Sure.
stuff like that.
Right.
Dropping off my daughter at school. Cousin
Okay.
Martha would come. She enjoys that. Driving
Right.
down Mulholland Boulevard, arguably one of the most beautiful drives in the States.
Lovely.
So things like that.
Do you do any grocery shopping?
A little bit.
Okay.
Why?
That's not-
Why do you ask about?
I'm just curious about errands. The only errand I really run is grocery shopping. I can't really think of other things that I do. I felt like growing up, my mom had a billion errands every day that we would have to go on, and now I go and get a coffee.
You're done.
What am I doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, I go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's sometimes just because I'm
Just
like,
wander
I have to do
around.
something. I should leave the house.
Are you cruising the grocery?
I'm cruising grocery stores.
That's a thing from the 70s and 80s.
I'm the grocery store
People used
prowler.
to cruise all the time. Now everything's on Grindr on your apps. You don't
Yes,
need
it's
to
just
go.
on the. Yeah, I mean every errand has been destroyed
Every
by
errand,
apps,
yes,
unfortunately.
yes.
The
Even
golden
cruising.
age
There's
of-
no cruising.
There's probably cruising, but it's probably people that most people don't want to be cruised by.
It's the older generation. That's what you're getting at.
Yeah,
Because
it's
they don't
people
use
in
the
trench
apps.
coats.
They don't use the grinders.
Yes,
Is Grindr still a thing?
Grinder's still a thing.
It's still out there,
I think
isn't it?
it's
It's popular.
thriving.
Yeah.
They've got an app for all
Everything.
kinds of things.
All kinds of things.
I think there's something called Sniffies. I'm not sure what that is, but I think that's a new app. But I'm going to the
Probably
grocery
has to do with the olfactory, with the sense of smell. Something's going on there.
Yes. It's kind of taking you to different scents, bakeries, skunks, that kind of thing.
Wow, people are really bored and aimless.
People need something to do.
They need stuff to do.
They get on the app and they say, take me to a smell.
That's what happens when you take people's errands away.
Yes.
They're like, what do I do now? Well, I haven't smelled in a while. What does strawberry smell like?
I actually have a horrible sense of smell, which is scary.
I have an okay one. My wife has an incredible sense, like a bloodhound.
Oh, I would love that. I feel like it's an important one.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes we're just home and she'll say, what's that smell?
And you didn't notice it.
No, I don't know what it is.
Right.
I'm from New Jersey. Smells come, smells go. Who cares? But she doesn't say it like in passing, like, what's that smell? And you're like, and you sniff and you go, I don't know. And then you let it go. She's like, no. What's that smell? And then you have to go hunting for it like a maniac in the garage.
And you don't have the skills to hunt it.
I don't have.
How are you supposed to find it?
I take her word for. She's usually right. If I go where she's standing and I'm like, oh yeah, I smell like a light scent of lemon. I don't know what you want me to do about it or what there is to do about it. Why is it a thing? But it's a thing that we must track down.
Yeah, that's my worry, is that I'm just letting smells come and go while strangers come in the house and they're like, what is the smell in that house?
Welcome to my life. What's that smell? And then you have to track it down. It's not just like, oh, let it go. No.
No, you have to find it.
Bottom of it.
Because it could be something bad. It could be a black mold.
That's usually what it is. That's her worst fear. It's either an animal dead in the walls or black mold or dampness. Dampness is bad. To smell dampness in your house is a very bad thing.
That is a scary thing.
First comes the smell, then comes the bill for the smell. There's always money involved with the smell.
Some sort of biological damage.
I don't know why.
And, years of medical help and attention that you're going to need. It's very scary. You've got to check out for the black mold.
She has very good hearing, too.
You've got good hearing? Or
No, she does.
I'm glad.
Her hearing is as good as her smell.
Oh, how's your hearing?
It's okay, but it's not like hers. I have very good hearing. Not great smell. I have very good hearing. She has better hearing. My daughter has very good hearing, too. And she has a very good smell. Ursula has very good sense of smell.
I get nervous about my hearing.
Why?
Because I've gone to a lot of loud concerts. I listen to a lot of loud music.
Oh, you're okay. I've done that.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm at least 2 years older than you, and if I'm okay, then you're okay. I used to go to concerts and my ears would ring for 2 days afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Like a crazy person.
I'm finally taking earplugs to concerts.
Yeah, okay.
I put them in my pocket. I try to remember them.
What was the last concert you were?
Last concert. Oh, and this is another thing I'm terrified about, is my memory. Like, how am I supposed to remember the last concert I went to? I would have to.
You're a young person, I think.
I've always had a bad memory. I have a good memory for remembering.
You seriously don't know the last concert you went to?
Let's see. I'm currently in March. Let's see. What would have been the last thing I saw?
I don't know.
It must not have made any impression on me whatsoever, which is too bad for the
All right, what
band.
was one of the last concerts you went to? It doesn't have to be...
I know it was in the Lodge Room in Highland Park. I know that I met friends there. We had a good time.
You were roofied. You don't remember a thing.
Oh, it's mortifying that I can't remember who it was. And now I kind of don't even want to look it up, because then it kind of... Do you mind if I look it up?
I'm concerned.
I'm genuinely concerned.
What is wrong with you?
But now I feel like I should be able to remember. And then if it's somebody that I really like, it's going to be even more embarrassing. Let's see here.
It's probably someone you like because you paid money, we think, right?
Yeah, of course.
Go see this.
Oh, do you know who... One of the last people I saw was Jonathan Richman. Do you know him from The Modern Lovers? And it was fantastic. He's been around for decades.
Okay, that's what
He's
I
an
think.
icon.
Modern Lovers is a...
Modern Lovers were, a 70s band.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
And then it was Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers.
Yes, okay.
And then Jonathan Richman.
How was it?
He's a life force. He's amazing.
Oh,
you see him on stage and he's...
That's so cool.
Just pure joy.
Give me some hits. What's going on with the Modern Lovers?
I bet you've heard Roadrunner.
Yes, I know Roadrunner.
I think that's a Modern Lovers' biggest hit.
Roadrunner.
Yes.
Got the radio on.
Incredible song.
Yes.
I mean, he's kind of had a very consistent career. And then you see him on...
Is he from Massachusetts?
He's from, Boston, I think.
Are you from there?
I'm not. I'm from Utah.
Wow, and yet
But-
you love the Massachusetts.
But I love these Massachusetts bands.
Well, if you like that sound, do you like the Tom Robinson Band? Do you know who the Tom Robinson
No, I'm
Band?
not familiar. Tom Robinson Band.
If you like the sound of this fella, the guy you just mentioned,
Jonathan Richman.
if you like the sound of his voice and that kind of rock and roll,
Right.
check out the Tom Robinson Band.
Okay, I'm going to write myself a little note,
They
and
have
then
a cou-
I'll
they have
remember
a
it like
couple
in
of-
6 months.
They have a
and-
couple of hits. They have a couple of good songs.
Okay, were they operating in the 70s?
Yeah.
Is
Right.
this the type of music you like?
Yeah, I like that music.
Okay.
Sure.
What's your favorite type of music?
If push came to shove and then shove, and you won't stop shoving me, I'm like, stop, leave me alone, all right, whatever. And I have to pick like a genre, it would be the first wave of English rock.
Oh,
'Cause
like
I'm
in
that
the
age.
Beatles type.
Kinks, Beatles, Jethro Tull, yes.
Oh, I love the
there's
Kinks.
Nothing better than that.
I mean, I could listen to the Kinks all day.
Yeah, I turned my daughter on to the Kinks. I love that she knows the Kinks now and
Sure.
loves them. Yeah.
Waterloo Sunset.
Yeah, sure. I was just listening to that yesterday.
What a phenomenal song.
Yeah. So stuff like that. Elton John, those guys. Queen. I saw Queen in concert.
You're kidding.
Yeah, sure.
With Freddie Mercury.
With Freddie Mercury, I think that year he became ill.
Oh my God.
I think it was that year.
Where did you see them?
At the Garden with my friend Mike the Hippie.
Wow.
It was one of the best concerts ever.
Wow,
And
that's
he was
unbelievable.
He was great. They were great. They were great.
Queen is a band I think I take for granted
Oh, they're so good.
because they've just kind of been in everyone's life forever, and so you never think, oh, I'll listen to Queen.
Yeah.
But then you listen to them and you're like, oh yeah, of course, they're
No.
fantastic.
No, they're great. And they paved the way for so many, that kind of operatic
Yes.
rock and roll.
I just can't imagine seeing Queen now. That's an odd experience.
No, they have a
It's gotta
guy.
be. I know.
The guy,
but
he's good. He's got a beautiful voice. What's his name? Brian.
who's the guy?
It's the guy from.
American Idol?
Yes, he's tall. He's tall. Guy.
I was going to say Adam Brody, but that's not his
No,
name.
but it is Adam something.
Adam.
They had a guy before him,
Hey,
but they
did that guy stink?
they got rid of him because Queen likes a gay son.
Oh,
They love
right.
Freddie, and I think they picked a fella.
Adam
Lambert.
Lambert.
He's a very, very good singer.
Okay. He was on American Idol.
No, he's good. He's got the goods.
But it is just one of those things where it's almost like, the singer is always for me the band. So if it's not the original singer, it's like a clone has appeared.
Yeah. Well, he's got big shoes to fill, but they love him. They genuinely, Brian May and the boys, they love him. They support him, and he's a great singer. He really, he's the only fella that could have taken Freddie's place.
Sure,
I think.
sure. Wow. Well, I think there's something else we need to talk about, unfortunately. I was really looking forward to having you on the podcast. I thought Oscar will come by, we'll chat, he'll head off and hang out with Cousin Martha. And so I was a little surprised when you showed up to the studio. The podcast is called I Said No Gifts. I'll just make that very clear. I hope there was an email or somebody at least at one point mentioned to you you're going on I Said No Gifts, but I feel like maybe there was some miscommunication because you showed up with a gift.
There was a miscommunication. And it's a very special day because 5 years for you.
5 years, sure.
And I think today I officially have become my mother, as you will. The gift will
Oh, interesting.
attest to that. The metamorphosis is complete.
Oh, I'm very excited
And,
about this.
take a look.
Then we should open it here on the podcast.
This is something she would have loved to receive or give.
Oh, I
it's
cannot
her favorite,
wait.
Her favorite gift to give or receive.
Okay, let's got some tissue
Get
here.
rid of that.
Ooh, I'm smelling something.
Yes,
Wow.
wonderful. Yeah.
Interesting that we were talking
No, it's
about.
the best. It's the best.
Okay, I'm pulling out. Oh, 2 beautiful bars of soap.
My favorite soaps in the world.
A Cosmopolitan,
Wavertree and London
Wavertree and London.
from
And
Australia.
I'm smelling. One's an English rose, which we're kind of familiar with as a scent.
That's her favorite scent, and the other one is
It's a
just
Cosmo.
fancy. Yeah, because it's fancy.
I wonder what that means. Like, what does a Cosmo smell like? Lemony?
I think it's more the feeling of night, of
Being
of,
out
of
on
a
the
martini
town.
in Manhattan in the evening, something like that.
Yeah, it says the Cosmo, sophisticated, stylish, refined, and oh so Manhattan.
There you go.
Manhattan, I don't know if it's known for its smells, pleasant smells.
No,
Rats and urine, but the
Manhattan's
the
indoor
vibe.
smells. Indoor smells of a chic,
Indoor
posh place.
Yes.
And there's a lot going on in Manhattan.
Wow, how did you find out about these bars of soap?
I've been buying them for a couple of years now. As I said, my mom loved soaps and purses.
Okay, sure.
If you gave her a fancy purse with soaps inside, that's. But so I've been buying these soaps. It's my favorite soap. I don't buy them all the time, but I've got a bunch of them underneath the sink, ready to go. I alternate.
Okay, right.
I buy reasonable. Dove, regular, and,
yeah,
then,
sure.
and then the fancy.
Right, you bring this out for parties.
And we have them in the bath and shower.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I love them. I love the marketing. I love the way they're wrapped.
They're wrapped
presented,
like little gifts.
And each one is different. There's many different ones. There's different flavors, and from the beach, one is called Havana. They have some from India.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where do you buy them?
At this fancy drugstore up in the Beverly Glen, where I go.
Oh, yeah.
Up there.
There's a lot of those tiny types of shops up there.
Yes.
They're kind of very specific types of things. I love an old-fashioned drugstore or pharmacy.
This is where I buy them, and the pharmacy has wonderful picture frames and books, coffee table books.
Oh, interesting. It's almost like a gift shop.
Yes, / pharmacy.
Right. It's not like your typical Walgreens or CVS where you're being blinded by fluorescent lights.
It's not your father's pharmacy.
Not my father's pharmacy. So your mom loved soap. Did you always have nice soaps around the house? Or was this like a later in life thing where she's like, listen, I love a good scent?
It was a later in life thing, but you just reminded me of something, of a soap experience.
Oh, boy.
I had, and it's one of my daughter's favorite stories that I tell. So when I was in my early teens, there was a phenomenon, and it was soap on a rope.
Oh, sure.
Was a big deal.
And what is soap on a rope? I can obviously conceptualize that, but what was the point?
You can hang it on the faucet.
Oh, right.
Right? You can hang it on the faucet or hang it around your neck, I guess. And it was a big deal, and it was like Brute. Brute's had a soap on a rope, High Karate.
Ooh.
Some other brands, but I remember Brute was a big deal. It was like it's not women's soap, it's men's soap.
Right. This is
soap
for the guys.
Yes, it was marketed to. It was Esquire magazine and Playboy and all that. It was that era.
Right. Doubles as a weapon.
Yes, doubles as a weapon. It's cool. It's sophisticated for some reason. And I had a soap on a rope. I probably got it for my birthday or Christmas or something, and I loved my soap on a rope. And I was in the bathroom taking a shower, and I'm like, oh, soap on a rope. It's so good. This is the best shower ever. And I'm like, oh, soap. I love you so much. And I'm like, oh, soap. And I'm like, soap. And I'm like, jabón. Because in Spanish, soap is jabón.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, oh, soap is jabón in Spanish. Yeah, jabón. And I'm like, I'm like, jabón. And I'm like, jabón, jamón.
Here we go.
Because ham,
of course,
is jamón and soap is jabón. And I knew better, but I'm like, are the grown-ups messing with me? Like jabón, like they're giving me a hint, like soap is edible. It's like ham and it's edible. So here's a hint.
They're nudging you towards.
But we're not telling you, yeah. And I'm like, I'll get to the bottom of this, knowing damn well that it's not going to taste like ham and whatever, but I just got into
the
this
temptation.
Thing. Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this, and I took a huge bite out of the soap on the rope. And
how did that feel?
Terrible. It made my mouth itch a lot, and I started laughing. I'm like, why did you do that? But I was 13. Your brain's not developed. But anyway, when I spit it out, I'm like, oh my God, I ruined my soap on a rope. But I did it. It was fine. So yeah, I did that.
Wow. And I don't think I've ever, there was always that threat of washing your mouth out with soap as a kid.
I did it.
And you
to
actually
myself.
did it.
Yeah.
How long did that taste last in your mouth? Just...
like a good 5 minutes or something.
5 minutes. That's too much.
I just rinsed it out, but my mouth was itching a lot. I'm like, oh my God, no wonder they say that.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. I'm glad you didn't swallow it.
No, but I'm like, it can't be that bad. And why do people say I'm going to wash your mouth? There's so many questions. I'm like, I'm just going to get it over with and see what this whole thing's about.
You're kind of the person that all companies are writing like not suitable for children on their products because they don't know.
Who would have thought? Never in a thousand. And they're like, oh, was he 3? No, he was 11. He was 13.
He's a solid teenager.
He should have known better.
This is somebody who could, if push came to shove, drive a car.
Let Bridget, no. Bridger.
This is someone who could be in college. This is Doogie Howser.
I think, yes, I could have been a doctor. I was in the 7th or 6th. I should have known better. I did know better. I just did it just because.
I feel like, maybe, I feel like the real cutoff, and my apologies to you, is probably 3rd grade with eating soap.
Oh yeah, it was definitely ridiculous. Even in 4th grade, it was a moment.
We all develop at different.
It was
speeds.
A moment.
Listen, we're all learning. My younger sister taught me to tie my shoes. Our brains are just shaping in different ways. And for you, eating soap took a little bit longer to figure out.
I took a bite out of the soap. I didn't swallow it. I didn't eat it, but I did want to taste it.
You're a curious person.
I was curious.
What happens to the soap on the rope once the soap is done? You get to keep the rope for other uses?
Nah, you throw it out.
You throw it out?
Yeah, when it gets sad and small and whatever, you just throw it out and get another soap on a rope. It is, it's kind of like a toy. It's kind of like a thing. Bob Guccione's pushing it, and
who's Bob Guccione?
He was the sophisticated editor and founder of Penthouse magazine.
Oh,
which gave it was the competition of Playboy.
Right, of course.
But he had a deeper voice.
He had a deeper voice
than Hugh Hefner. Hugh
Hefner was kind of a weaselly character.
He was weaselly, and Bob Guccione looked more sophisticated. He was Italian. He was a thicker face and thicker eyebrows, and he wore
smoked a cigar.
And he was very reclining and very sophisticating. But we will cover debauchery and write articles about it, stuff like that.
Yeah, that seems more soap on the rope than
Bob Guccione was very soap on the rope. And so was Joe Namath. Joe Namath gave off the Playboys of that era, the single guys.
Single guys who you probably wouldn't be comfortable alone in a room with.
No, just going around drinking too much and being stupid.
Driving Cadillacs.
But they're athletes, yes, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of, I feel like we've moved past them and their soap on the rope.
I think it's good.
Yeah, probably for the best.
They wore furs.
They drank whiskey.
They wore sunglasses.
They treated women like garbage.
At the best, like just objects.
Sure.
Just like things. Like things.
We've moved past, what's his name, Bob Guccione?
Yeah, that's his name.
I can't believe I was able to.
That was his name.
I actually feel great that I was able to.
How could you forget that name?
It's a great
Bob
name.
Guccione. If you want something more sophisticated than Playboy magazine, Penthouse.
As I was saying Bob Guccione, I was like, this cannot possibly be the person's name. That's it. It feels like a real
that's his name.
Stereotypical Italian name, Guccione. Sounds dangerous to me.
Yeah, it sounds a little dangerous.
The Gucciones.
The Gucciones. Don't mess with the Gucciones.
I imagine you had some Gucciones around you in New Jersey.
No, not Gucciones. I had a Novembri.
Okay.
May he rest in peace. And
let's see.
Well, Novembri comes to mind because he was a good friend.
Okay, Novembri.
Yeah.
Novembri.
That's Italian.
That's like a light Italian name. It's a little bit.
I didn't even think it was Italian. He's like, oh, it's Italian.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, my boyfriend's last name is Smagula. He's half Italian, and I always thought Smagula sounds like a stereotype of an Italian name.
That sounds crazy.
It's a Polish name. His father's Polish.
Oh, no wonder. Now that makes more sense.
Right?
Yeah.
But like if I were to create an Italian cartoon character, I would name it Jimmy Smagula.
Yeah, Jimmy Smagula.
But that's his name, and it's Polish, which makes no sense. His mother's last name is, or maiden name is Francini, which is more Italian.
She's Italian.
She's absolutely Italian.
And his dad's?
Polish.
And your parents?
White mutts.
Yeah.
English, German,
yes.
Scottish.
Where were you born?
Salt Lake City.
Oh, right, you said.
Yeah.
Utah.
So,
okay.
My lineage is just kind of all over the map. It's
same here.
Where are your parents from?
My parents are from Cuba.
Oh, Cuba.
Yeah. My grandfathers on both sides are from Spain.
Oh.
So they went to Cuba. And
but you have a little bit more direct. You're able to point to. I'm just like I guess somewhere in the UK, maybe.
Yeah,
Germany.
well, most people are. Most people. I'm mostly. We did the 23andMe or whatever. I'm mostly what we knew. No surprises. The Iberian Peninsula, Spain, and Africa.
Wow.
That's what Cubans are for the most part.
Right.
So there was no surprises. A little bit of English, a little bit of Jewish, which I love.
That's great.
Yeah.
Little dash of something else.
Yes, and the two things I love,
Spice
English
things
and and my wife, a lot of French.
Okay,
which we knew. Welsh, English,
Okay.
and Neanderthal.
Oh, yeah. Good for her.
Because French.
Oh, yeah, that's very
French
true.
people
The
have a lot of
caves.
and she had a lot of Neanderthal in her. They sent her a letter and said, "You have a lot of Neanderthal." So that was exciting.
Insulting.
She took it that way. The next day, I bought a book about cavemen for my daughter. She was like 3, and I said, "Learn about your mother and her people." And my wife's like, "I don't know how I feel about that." I said, "You're Neanderthal. Be proud."
Have you been to Cuba?
No,
No. Any interest?
probably not. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't think I'll go.
It's one of those places I would love if you could get somewhere quickly, like to just be able to step through a portal and experience it. I would love to. I would love to see all of the old cars.
Sure,
That-
it's just depressing for me, but
Yeah, I'm
know.
sure there's a lot more baggage for you.
Yeah, it's like North Korea. It's one of the most terrible places to go and to live right now.
I just finished a book about North Korea.
Oh, brother,
It's
a nightmare.
Oh,
It's a nightmare.
it's crazy that a place like that still exists on Earth. It's a giant prison.
It's a
I
giant
mean, this is a depressing topic, but it
prison.
is literally a prison.
brainwashing. The people are traumatized.
Starving.
Just beyond the pale.
It's
and Cuba's not far behind. It's pretty
Right.
messed up there.
Oh,
So what am I going to do? Go there and complain and get thrown in jail? What am I going to do?
yeah, you go there and then you probably couldn't help yourself.
Yeah, I'm not going to keep my mouth shut.
They feel like giant hostage situations. It's like, if only we could.
I'd be calling you up. Hello, get me out of here. You're the one who told me to go down here.
One call from jail. One call from Cuba jail is to me. That'd be a big mistake.
Terrible call.
Because my phone's on Do Not Disturb, so you would just get an immediate.
You're like, I'm opening another gift from someone who I told them not to bring a gift. I'll call you
Oscar,
back.
I need a minute, please.
Oh my God.
But then it's a nice little excuse for me to come to Cuba.
I don't even think we have an embassy there.
Oh, probably not, right?
Probably not.
And you can't travel there directly from the U.S.?
I don't know. I think you have to go through Canada or Mexico.
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be kind of a backwards route. It's a lot.
No.
I mean, it's hard for me to go on vacation just to a place that's easy.
No, we can't even go to Canada or Mexico.
Oh, God,
We've
don't
declared
get me
war
started.
on the
Give
world.
me a break.
Yeah.
I mean, nightmare.
Oh, I regret voting for him.
I voted for him 4 times.
Oh, my God.
I put in a lot of effort, and I thought that the egg prices would go down.
We're going on vacation, and we don't know what to do. We started joking, like, should we say we're Canadian? And I'm like, no, we don't need to. And I'm like, maybe we do.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe we will say we're Canadian.
Tell nobody. Except for, I guess, when you're headed through the airport, but then get out of there and tell people you're from anywhere.
Yeah.
Beautiful country to be living
I'll say
in.
I'm from California. We'll say we're from
Yeah,
California.
I mean, pretty soon that'll be enough. It'll say we're from the country of. And
I wish the Oregon, Washington, California, and New York, Connecticut would make their own country.
I think a lot of people do, but good luck to all of us.
Good luck to all of us.
I mean, it would depend on people like me fighting for us, and we'd immediately fail.
We're in such big trouble.
Yeah, it would be an immediate fail, and then we're in a North Korea situation.
I don't think so. I think we have way more leverage than we.
You think so?
Yeah, but I think nice people are quiet, and that's the problem. It takes them a lot to get riled up.
Yeah, and we police each other.
I mean, look at Canada. Who would think Canada's beside itself because this maniac is just
saying all sorts of shit.
as he always has.
Of course.
But he's more vengeful than ever.
And that's why I wanted him back in office.
It suits him so well.
Well, is there anything left? Well, my question, in the shower, you're using a bar soap.
I use a bar soap.
Never a shower gel or body wash.
Not at home. We have shampoos. We have conditioner. We have bubble bath, and we have hard soaps. Which is what I bought you. They're a classic. They're wonderful. Again, I love the packaging. It's almost, I don't want to open them up.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing. You almost just want this on the bathroom counter.
You could do that.
Show people who they're dealing with.
Yeah.
But then what's the point? I wonder how long one of these lasts, I mean, as far as the scent. Like, is it years?
Oh, if you just leave them somewhere?
Yeah.
I don't know. You can do that. I recommend just using it.
Don't
be an old lady. Not that there's anything wrong with being an old lady.
I've been an old lady for decades at this point.
Use the soap. Enjoy them.
Oh, God. Yeah, I have a hard time with a bar of soap in the shower.
Why? What's wrong? You can't. You don't know how to handle them, or?
Yeah, and I like to.
I can tell you this: don't bite into it. Other than that,
I like to put the stuff onto the sponge or the loofah
Yeah.
and then use it.
Are you righty or lefty?
I'm a righty.
So,
You're left?
no. So hold the sponge in your left hand and rub the soap on the sponge
Oh, that's what you're doing.
to put the soap on the sponge.
Interesting.
What else would you do?
I kind of always associate you're just doing it, just kind of bare, rubbing it all over your hands and then putting it on your
could do
body.
that. You could do that too. Either way. Mm-hmm. You could do either way.
But then it's shooting out of your hand and then it's on the floor. And I mean, it's a huge ordeal for me.
Yeah, I know that. But here's the thing. Things, and I don't know if Cher who said this, Jane Fonda or Cher?
Let's give Cher the credit.
If it were easy, no one would do it, right? Something like that. If it came in a bottle, everyone would be in shape or something like that. In other words, worthwhile things are not easy. Do you want to be a dance ballet really well? I tell my daughter,
You got to put in the work.
You have to put in the work.
She's a ballerina.
No.
She gave up.
She'll take one class and then she walks around telling people, I do ballet. And I'm like, huh?
She's a fraud.
Yeah. But do this. The worst thing that can happen if it falls on the ground, then just pick it up and try again.
Pick it up and try
It might
again.
slip out of your hands.
I'll keep that in mind the next time in the shower. If it was easy, everybody would be using soap.
This kind of soap.
This kind of soap especially. But then this is the other thing that it kind of extends to my entire life is once you use a nice thing, then once that's gone, everything will feel worse. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong. Because I have it on good authority, and by good authority I mean none whatsoever, that Charlize Theron uses this soap.
Oh, you're
Nicole
kidding.
Kidman uses this soap. Pablo Pascal uses this soap.
I put myself in the same category
Tom
as all
Cruise
those people.
uses this soap. I base that on nothing, but I'm pretty sure they do. So, when you're in the shower, you're like, hey, this is happening.
This is my Charlize moment.
Yeah.
This is I'm Tom Cruise right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga's absolutely using
She
this.
may use that.
It's slipping out of her hand. She's chasing it around the shower.
She laughs. She laughs if it slips out of her hand. And then she'll have someone pick it up for her. She has people to do
Her
that.
shower assistant.
Yes, her
steps
shower
in.
assistant.
She rings the bell. They run in,
they're
pick it
there.
up for her. I hope that's what she's doing. She's earned it. She's put in the work. She's put in the time. Somebody should be picking up her soap.
She has the talent.
The drive.
She has the gumption, the guts. Don't be afraid to fail. She says she got her start in New York City. I have no reason to doubt her. I don't know a lot about her early trajectory, but it sounds to me a lot like Madonna's.
It's a little bit, except for Madonna didn't go to NYU.
No, Madonna went to school in Michigan, or am I
Madonna's
crazy?
from Michigan, yeah.
See, I thought she was from Jersey. I know she says, I was in New York City and I had a boombox and I would play it out in places, and then eventually she was very smart and would make friends with DJs at Studio 54
Yes.
and Limelight, and they'd carve out 5 minutes and she would play her music and dance, and people are like, it's Madonna.
Here's Madonna.
And that's how, and Bette Midler started like that too.
Oh, interesting.
I wonder if Gaga started like that too.
I think there's got to be a little bit of that.
She says she
I mean, whether she did or not, she probably should keep saying.
it's a good story.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear, I went to Tish and then had some songwriting.
Or TikToked it in. I did a thing on TikTok
Brace
and
yourself.
I blew up.
I mean, that's everybody from now on. That's the way
That's
to do
all they
it.
do. Yeah.
Get on TikTok.
That's how they do it.
A minute-long song.
They don't have to hit the pavement.
You don't have to run errands, even within your career.
You don't have to go the Madonna route, the Grace Jones route.
You don't have that grit.
The Bette Midler, no. It's a different
there
era.
are very smooth corners on these stars.
Talking about Madonna, it's like vaudeville. It's like we're talking about vaudeville.
Yes, a completely different era that will never happen again.
They're like, what? She was on the sidewalk with a boombox? What, is she homeless?
Yeah, truly. No, I mean, the grid would have to go down
The grid would have to go down.
for us to get the next Madonna.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm sure Madonna's on TikTok now. Probably hating it.
I don't know if she cares that much about it to hate. I don't think she has time for that.
But Madonna's one of these people that I think feels like she always still has to be doing the thing. Don't you think? She's probably like, well, I guess that I'll do this one now.
I think she has moments.
I want to be relevant.
Yes, she
Can't let
takes
go of that.
vacations. She counts her money, and then she's like, "Wait a second, what's going on? Why am I in Venice? I want to do something. I feel wrong."
Right.
But she has enough money to kick back and not give a damn about anything.
For the last 40 years, she's probably been able to do that.
Why does she care if she's relevant?
She's
or
got the
not?
drive. She's got the talent.
Still.
She's got the gumption.
She still has she has all those things.
I think there are diminishing returns as a pop star, but you try your hardest.
Cher still wants to be relevant. She came out at the Oscars dressed in that thing, the same outfit she wore in
She looks
1972.
great.
Incredible.
We love Cher.
Incredible.
She's managed not to really ever embarrass herself. She's kind of just stayed Cher. No one's ever said, "Oh, Cher has bitten the dust."
Are you listening to her book?
No, she's got a book.
Yeah, she's got a book out.
Does she read it?
Yeah,
How is it?
it's good.
It's good. It's a whole life-spanning thing, or is it?
It's a whole life-spanning thing.
Wow, this is her first book?
I don't know, but it has her stamp of approval.
I feel like she's got 9 books in her at least.
You want
She's
me
got
to-
one for every decade.
You want me to freak you out right now?
I would love that.
Want me to blow your mind
I
right now?
want to scream.
All right, you're gonna scream.
Okay.
In her book, she's like, "Oh, I ran away from home with my friend Melissa, and we had we got a room in Hollywood, and we met Sonny and Melissa and this and that. Melissa is my wife's mother."
Oh.
Yes.
That's a scream. Wow.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yeah. My wife got the book and she started listening to it, and she's like, "She hasn't mentioned my mother yet." And I'm like, "Oh, all right." And then she's like, "Oh, she mentioned her," and we were both very happy because we
I'm
weren't sure if that was
sure.
going to happen. But she mentioned her.
Wow. Did Melissa pursue any sort of entertainment?
No, she tried to be a rock star too,
Wow.
but it didn't pan out for her. But she tried.
Wow, that is
No,
fascinating.
it's crazy. It's crazy.
And have she and Cher lost touch?
yeah, Melissa passed away.
Okay.
She made it to our wedding, and then she passed away after that. And they ran into each other once. Ursula was like a teenager or something, and they were kind of cold to each other.
Oh,
And
no.
we don't know under what circumstances they split up or whatever.
Wow.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Wow, to get the cold shoulder from Cher. What a feeling. I think even that.
Hi, Cher. Hi, Melissa. Like that. Cher has a lot of cold shoulders to go around.
I'm
And it's just the way it is. That was the time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that
You have
stuff.
to muscle your way to the top.
I suppose. Oh, why can't women be friends with other women who are powerful?
Oh, is Cher? I can't imagine she's in Malibu right now. I wonder where she's living.
Why is she not in Malibu?
I just feel like out in that area, it's a tough place to be right now.
Why? Were the fires
Yeah.
were out there?
Did those affect her at all?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question.
I wonder where her second house is.
I don't know. You think it's in Ojai or Santa Barbara or something?
Ojai.
Or somewhere else completely.
Maybe somewhere else completely. I mean, if it's within California, I would say Ojai. I mean, we obviously know Sonny was in Palm Springs.
Sonny was in Palm Springs, which
so
is
maybe she's
beautiful.
got a place there.
Palm Springs, maybe.
I can see her
We don't
kind
know.
of.
We're just speculating.
And Cher is someone who has a life to speculate about. Maybe it's in this book. Maybe she mentions Melissa and her Palm Springs compound.
Maybe. You know what? You know the place we like a lot? Laguna Beach.
Laguna Beach, why?
Because it's like Santa Barbara, only liberal.
Oh, interesting,
So we like
right.
that.
Santa Barbara's more conservative.
And so is Montecito. I love Montecito, but it's very conservative, but it's beautiful.
Well, it's all of the
How
money.
could it not be?
It's all of
It's
the
all the money.
money.
It's the money. Money makes things pretty.
Montecito's where Oprah lives.
Oh, yeah. She's
Okay.
got a huge place out
wonder
there.
if she's got any
and
friends.
The Harry and
Harry
Meghan,
and
yeah.
Meghan.
Yeah.
Now she's got a TV show that
Oh, does she?
seems confusing.
What is it?
She's doing like crafts at home.
Oh, she's got to do something.
I guess.
Look at you driving into cul-de-sacs and receiving gifts passive
Where's
aggressively.
my Megan show? When do I get to make crafts on Netflix?
I don't know. You said your craft place closed down.
Joanna's done. Maybe I could buy Joanne. Maybe nobody else wanted to buy it. I buy it, launch a streaming service. My show is the first thing on there.
Now you're talking.
And it's the Bridger's Megan show.
All right.
You're doing, she's like putting, she's making little drinks. And
Yeah, she's making cocktails. and
decorating
stuff.
cookies.
What's Bridger's? Is that a family name? What is,
Bridger
it's an
was
old Mormon name?
sort of. I mean, it was the last name
sounds like it's
of a mountain man named Jim Bridger.
Oh, it's the last name.
Yes, and my parents, he traveled through Utah, and my parents were aware of Jim Bridger. They said, let's use the last name.
That's cool. It's a cool name.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It's a confusing name for a lot of people.
Well, no, once you get it, you're like, it's unique.
Sure.
Bridger, he built bridges or something. He liked them a lot.
It's, I believe its origins are in England for somebody who dwelled by a bridge, which doesn't...
Bridger, that makes sense.
Yeah, not a sparkling origin story, but it's fine.
I worked at Disneyland for a summer or two when I first moved here, and there was a guy, he was a dancer, he was a good friend, and he was in the chorus or something. And I forgot his first name, but his last name was Sidebottom.
Oh, Sidebottom.
Which I thought was the coolest name. And I said, what's that about? He said, my people come from the side bottom of a lake in England a long time ago.
Interesting.
I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you worked at Disneyland doing what?
Dinner theater. Aladdin's Oasis was the
Oh.
So it was when the movie came out.
Sure.
The music. And I was a comedic relief while people ate food.
Incredible.
At the dinner theater, yeah.
Did you go in their underground tunnels?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
That's where we changed, I think. There was locker rooms down there and stuff. Yeah.
It's probably not as mysterious or romantic as people think, right?
No, it's not. It's a fun place to work.
Sure. But then you just go underground and there are hallways.
Yeah, there's hallways.
Okay.
Yeah.
You kind of wish that they were kind of like drippy caves.
That'd be awesome. Maybe at some point, but I don't think so.
Yeah, their art direction kind of stops at surface level, and
Yes.
the rest of it's just corporation.
That's right. Yes.
Interesting. Which
Absolutely.
Is I mean, if you're going to go to the trouble of putting a tunnel underneath your resort, have a little fun with it.
Well, they're more like walkways. It's just places to get around so the public doesn't see you above them.
Right.
And there's a couple of tunnels, but it's just backstage a lot. It's just not where you see it. They're not tunnels. It's just in the back area.
The magic ends.
Behind the entrance where it says employees only and all that.
And are there any like secret entrances into these tunnels? Do you like go like lift up a mailbox and walk underground, or is it more just here's a door?
I wish.
Okay.
No. And if there were, I wasn't there long enough to
to
discover that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little thing they could do.
I think there probably was, but I don't know.
They've got to have some throughout the park so you can pop up in the middle as Peter Pan or whatever.
I don't know if it's necessary. You could just walk through a door and you're there. You don't need to pop out of something. It's not that. I know you want to believe that. Like
I want to so badly.
We need a Peter Pan at level 5 now. Don't use the tunnels. Use the secret mailbox. Pop out of the thing.
And this is the problem with Disney.
What's the problem with Disney?
There's no
secret.
They're not thinking as
passages?
magically as I am. If I were in charge, things would be different.
Well, they invest the money in other things besides secret places to pop out of.
Such as
safety, fireworks, food. I don't know.
None of those things are important.
Okay.
They should have people dropping from trees.
I would like that.
Surfacing out of the river.
I'm kind of with you. I just think it's a liability. But yes, I would love people to be dropping out of trees and out of the rivers. That'd be cool.
Now, I feel like you were working at Disneyland before. We've really come into a time of adults kind of dedicating their entire lives to Disney. But I imagine you were there before that sort of behavior was happening. Did you deal with were there ever like hardcore Disney people you had to deal with?
When I was working there?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But I think it might have been around for a long time, but I think the internet and people having access to posting themselves all the time has amped up everything.
Mutated and amplified.
Yeah, before people just were hanging out, and it was now it's crazy.
Enjoying their Disney plushes at home, and
now they must. I worked for one of the many jobs. I was promoting Beanie Babies or giving them away at some event or something. And that was, the people there were pretty fanatical about that.
Oh,
Kids
Beanie
would
Babies,
come.
my God.
Yeah, children would come and, and teenagers and stuff. And I have 300 of them and I have this one. And I'm like, that's wonderful. They thought I don't care. I don't care. I was go, here's the promotional purple one with this. And,
Well, there was a period when there was a whole economy built around them.
Yeah.
When people thought that these were valuable and would remain valuable.
Yep.
And then the bottom dropped out, the bubble popped. And,
as it always does.
Yes, and then they were left with just some bean bags.
Yeah.
Actually, there's one right there that was given as a gift on this podcast.
With the little the thing.
Yes. Joe Castlebaker brought that to me. He thought he was told that one would be valuable, but that one's not. So it's kind of a worthless object that I hate. So, but we keep it here at the studio just because.
Why not? You never know.
You never know. You never know.
These are past gifts.
Past gifts. I mean, this is a drop in the bucket of the amount of things I've received. These ones are just kind of pleasant to look at. We've got more gifts here. And, you know, I have a garage at home just full of them.
Who's that portrait of?
That's Io Debery. Do you know her? She was in The Bear. She's fantastic.
Yes.
That's her as a kid.
That's right. I see her face now.
Yeah, that's her. I believe she had to dress up as a president in elementary school, and there was a photo of her, and then she had somebody paint it for me.
Yeah, that's pretty adorable.
Isn't that sweet? Yeah. So occasionally you get an object that you actually are interested in having, or something that's actually useful.
It's practical.
Yes.
You get to use
Those
that.
are the two things I really love to get. And then sometimes you get something that's like, this takes up a lot of space and I hate it. And now it's in my garage forever.
Yeah.
But you've gotten into one of the good categories here.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should play a game.
Okay.
We're going to play a game called Gift or a Curse, but I need a number between 1 and 10 from you.
6.
Okay, I have to do a little bit of light calculating to get our game pieces.
Okay.
So right now you can recommend, promote, do whatever you want. I'll be right back.
There's a show coming out on NBC Peacock. It is not a reboot of The Office, but I will be in a show. I don't know the details. I told them, put it on Broadway. Let's go straight to Broadway. They said, no, TV show. I'm like, all right, do the TV show. And now it's trickling out because the cat's out of the bag. Some reporter got a scoop on it and spilled the beans. So it's out there. It's going to be good. I pushed for black and white. They said, no, it's going to be in color. So they're not listening to me on any of these suggestions. But I think you'll like it out there. I suggest you watch 10 episodes and then decide whether you like it or not, and maybe go back and watch it just one more time to make sure, and that's it.
That's very exciting. I feel like people are really looking forward to that.
I think so.
But it's not called The Office.
No, my character is in the show.
Right.
Yeah.
But within the Office universe.
Yes, because I am on the show, correct. But it's not the that character that Steve Carell played, Michael Scott. He's not in it.
That's very exciting. I feel like people are especially excited about you being in it.
Thank you. I hope so.
We'll find out. Only time will tell. Listener, the thing I have to recommend, obviously, is the Patreon. I think I talked about it at the beginning of the podcast, but God only knows. Oscar, this is how we play Gift or a Curse. I'm going to name 3 things. You're going to tell me if they're a gift or a curse and why. And then I'll tell you if you're right or wrong, because there are correct answers.
Okay.
You can fail the game.
Okay.
Be very careful.
3, and this is for charity.
This is for charity. We've helped so many wonderful causes.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll help some more today. Think of the orphans. Okay, number 1, this is from a Patreon listener named Courtney. Gift or a curse, the Hudson News Retail.
The Hudson News Retail?
Are you familiar with this?
I'm thinking it's a paper?
It's the those little stores in airports, Hudson News.
Oh, yes. I think it's a gift.
Why?
A lot of people are traveling and they don't have a gift to where they're going or where they're coming from, and it's the last kind of minute stuff that lets you say, hey, at least I thought about you. Don't get mad. Here's some bubble gum. Here's a magazine. Here's a sweatshirt. Here's a hat. Here's a sports apparel.
Right.
Because I thought of you. So you can get mad, but not too mad, because I did have time to stop at the Hudson place.
You're correct. I love the Hudson News. I love being there at the airport. Rarely do you get a little bit of time to just browse magazines anymore.
I don't mind. And now they have a thing where you don't have to deal with the person there. You can check out. Have you seen it?
No, it's a self-checkout?
Self-checkout. And the last time I was there, they had me restocking, which I did not expect.
Wait, they had you restock?
Restocking the books and magazines. I did not expect that. They said, you get to check out, but here, take this box. and I'm like, what is happening? So they're doing away with their help, and they're...
Oh, you're kidding.
They're putting it on the people.
This is hard to hear.
Well, this is what's happening.
This is the 21st century. I know. I love a Hudson News. I love to look at People magazine, all of the tabloids. It is a little depressing to see print publishing kind of dwindling. You're
It's
seeing
dwindling.
it.
I get the Architectural Digest. That's my preference.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Look at all the beautiful homes.
That's right.
And you get to look at the hot bestsellers.
Yeah.
Not generally the sort of books that I'm reading, but it's like this is what we're reading as a
That's
society.
right. And some of them are good.
And there's usually like at least one self-help book that
Yeah.
you might browse at the airport to hopefully correct your behavior.
Yeah.
And then I'm always wondering, maybe what would happen if I shoplifted here?
At the Hudson News Daily?
Yeah, like, what do they do? Are you arrested? What if you get onto the plane and you fly off before they found you? That feels like the perfect crime.
It's an interesting query. Why don't you find out?
I mean, the temptation is there.
You're full, and I know it's part of your job, but you're cautious, you're full of fear, and you have bad ideas that border on breaking the law, and I don't know whether to encourage you to do that or to pull you back and say, get a grip, man.
I feel like airport security has bigger fish to fry than me stealing a granola bar.
Well, first of all, you're obsessed with this thing, and so...
It dominates my thoughts.
Well, find out. Go ahead and see it and say, and when they arrest you, say it's an experiment.
It's
you
an
have to understand.
Experiment. It's a joke.
It's a job. This is what I do.
I was kidding. Let me go on my vacation.
Let me go on my vacation. I didn't mean it.
God, you take everything so seriously around here.
Do that. Take that angle. At the airport.
At the airport of all places.
Of all places.
Okay, well, you got one right so far, so very good. Very nicely played. Number 2, this is from a listener named Emily. Gift or a curse, parents introducing their newborn baby with a nickname already.
Oh, I think that's a curse. Although I kind of think we did it.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yes, we have August, and we called her Augie.
Of
We didn't
course.
introduce her as Augie, but I think we might have said August, or you could call her Augie. And when she was 3, she's like, I'm not Augie, I'm August. And we're like, oh, that didn't last as long as we wanted it to
Oh,
last.
boy.
We still call her Augie sometimes, but she's August.
Okay.
So I think you can't win. It's going to happen organically if your kid is going to have a nickname.
Right.
It'll be placed upon them by their peers.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get bent out of shape about it. It's all good. It'll probably go away or stick with them. It's just part of life. There's worse things than getting a nickname.
You're getting a nickname.
Yeah, there was nicknames in my neighborhood, and they were all pretty cool, and it was fellas, so they didn't mind. And
Right,
no feelings were hurt.
right.
They didn't care.
Do you have any nicknames?
No, I was Oscar.
Oscar, yours it just is a nice, snappy name, so I feel
Yeah.
like you don't really have to take any shortcuts
No,
with that.
But we had Peppy, we had Speedy, we had Pineapple.
Those are great.
Yeah. We had Fat Robert, which my wife and daughter are like, how could you call him that? And I'm like, he didn't mind. And they're like, he minded. I'm like, I don't think he did. He was fine with it. Because there were several Roberts. Mike the Hippie, because there was like 3 Mikes.
Okay.
So
Interesting. But you're saying curse here. Gift, curse.
I think curse. I think curse. I know it's hard not to because you want to,
right.
but try not to.
Right. You're wrong. It's a gift.
Okay.
I love it. Cut to the chase. We know we're going to have a nickname at some
Okay.
point. Give me the nickname. I don't need the whole thing, the whole ordeal. I mean, maybe you should have just named them that.
Instead of
If you hate the original name so much that you're not even going to use it. But I think it's a gift ultimately, so I don't even have to think about the nickname. I just get to be lazy and
do the nickname.
do the nickname. And I always love to find out somebody's real name later. You know, when somebody goes by their middle name their whole life and you
Yeah.
find out that
It's a surprise for you.
it's a shock.
Okay.
They're like, well, I never thought that you were Elizabeth.
Right, from
But
your nickname.
here's
So it's
a
a
Lizzie.
surprise. It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. It
Okay.
spices things
All
up.
right, I see that. I get that part.
All right. You've gotten 1 out of 2 so far.
1 and 1. Okay.
And this is the final one. This is from a listener named Brian. Gift or a curse, several sequential emails from the same person, each with a different topic.
I'm going to go with gift. This could go either way. The first thing that struck me was it's going to be good news. And I know you're going to go the other way because I know you. Oh, doom
You
and
don't
gloom.
know the first thing about me.
Yeah, everything, your whole take is, oh no, Oh no, the airport. Oh no, the rain. Oh no, the traffic. I'm going the other way, Bridger, if that's your real name. Because
It's Elizabeth.
I'm assuming, there you go. I'm assuming it's all good news. Hey, Spielberg called. You better get back to me. Hey, it's your agent. Call me back. Spielberg's on the, no, stuff like that. I'm like, oh, exciting. Let me get back to them.
Right.
As opposed to what you're going to say, which is?
Gift.
Oh, nice.
It's Oscar, of course it's a gift.
Thank you.
I love, you get to watch somebody's breakdown in real time. You're watching your friend or coworker or manager have an absolute meltdown.
See, why is it a meltdown? Why is it not celebratory?
Well, it could be well, maybe they're so excited they're having a meltdown.
Okay.
That's a nice compromise.
Okay,
there.
that's a nice
They've gotten
compromise.
such good news that their brain has broken.
They're breaking down.
They can no longer function, and they've now sent you 14 emails.
Okay.
What a celebration.
What a celebration.
It's fireworks.
It's fireworks.
Okay, you got 2 out of 3.
Crack open a new bar of soap.
I'll take a bite out of this right now.
Yay.
Okay, this is, we have one more of these because Annalise, our producer, has their own gift or curse. They're going to name one, and then we each have to speak to it, and then they'll tell us if we're right or wrong.
Okay, I'll be contrary. We'll take different sides.
Yes, we'll see what happens. Annalise, what is it?
Gift or a curse? April Fool's jokes.
Do you want to go or should I go?
Okay, I'll go first
Okay.
since I'm the guest. April Fool's jokes. I'm just going to say a gift because I know you're probably right. It's a curse, and I'll let you take the curse. I'm just going to look at it as a gift because it brings to light and it exposes the type of people that are playing these jokes on you. And then you can better judge, do I want to remain in a relationship with this person who put a live stray dog in my car as an April Fool's joke?
Now I'm on my way to the hospital.
Bob Guccione, that was not funny. It's the highest
But now you
form
have
of
a pet.
debauchery. No, and so I think it drags everyone into the light, and therefore it is a good thing.
Curse. Absolutely a curse. I mean, I think prank culture in general should be shut down by the government.
I agree.
I do not like a prank. As far as a prank goes, maybe if you move something slightly in my home, and that's it. Oh, look, the vase is 3 inches further away than it was. That's a decent prank. Nobody gets hurt. Nobody gets surprised. Something was a little off, and we all get to smile and move on. I also think that April Fool's is a horrible day to be on the internet. It's even less trustworthy than usual. Everybody's trying to be funny and crazy. It's an irritating thing to do.
Yeah, there's no good day to be on the internet, but yes, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be pranked. Save that for Candid Camera.
I will say this. We are painting with broad strokes here because some practical jokes. Did you hear the one that, the one Clooney played on Richard Kind?
What's this?
George Clooney and Richard Kind were roommates. Mm-hmm. This is before that hospital show he was on or whatever. Right? George Clooney was
The
on?
Pit.
No.
No, they're getting sued because they're too much like ER. Excuse me.
Oh,
much
maybe
like
it was ER. Maybe it was ER.
Yes.
They're getting sued for that?
Someone was telling me last night that The Pit is too similar to ER, which I think
Who cares?
there are so many hospital shows.
Can we go a day without litigation? No, apparently not.
I love a lawsuit.
So Richard Kind and Clooney are roommates.
Yes, dear friends for years.
Really good friends. They're roommates. And Richard Kind, he adopted a little kitten, a little black kitten or something. And he had a job, and George is just home, auditioning, but mostly home. And George Clooney got it into his head to start cleaning the litter box. So Richard Kind would come home expecting to clean.
Oh, interesting, right.
To clean and it was always empty.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, George, have you noticed there's no, and he's like, no, I haven't noticed. Like, I think Kitty's constipated. He hasn't, pooped in days now.
Right.
And he's, I'm sure he's all right, George Clooney. And Richard Kind, it's like the 3rd or 4th day, I don't know. And George Clooney takes a dump.
Oh, my God.
A man-sized dump in the litter box. And he's in the living room eating popcorn, watching TV like an idiot. And Richard Kind comes home, and he walks into the bathroom, and he goes, "Oh, Kitty! And George is like, what happened? He's like, look, it must have. And George's like, oh my God, is he okay? He's like, I don't know. I've got to clean it, but I don't know. And I don't know if he told him or not. It's just crazy shit. That's a good one. He also, at the time on this man's hands, he also did this one. He would go out and buy a stupid painting at a garage sale, like one of those stupid paintings, and he would bring it home and he would buy like a paint set and be working on it. And Richard kind of would come home and go, "Oh my God, that's pretty good." And he's like, I dabble, and he's like, "No, you're good." He's like, "Oh, am I?" And he would
Poor Richard Kind.
And he would go to the art supply store with Richard Kind and shop like he's a painter. Richard Kind's like, "Well, look,
torturing this man
just for no reason, just for no reason."
Oh,
isn't that wonderful?
I could not be friends with George Clooney. George, I know you want to be friends.
Oh.
Stop calling.
Oh, but those are harmless. That's
not for me.
That's absolutely harmless.
I would run this man over.
It's all in good fun. He didn't hurt him. Anyway.
Wow. Psychopath.
Yeah.
Curse. But Oscar's saying gift. Annalise, what's the answer?
They're a curse. Come on. There's no other answer. It's about, like you said, Bridger, it's the culture of pranks. It is just emotional manipulation, and it's always around. Sure, I'm sure there's like some exceptions that prove the rule, but at the end of the day, it's either you're giving somebody false hope or you're giving somebody false terror. And
awful.
Either way, it's awful. Curse.
Get a life. Get a life. And this is coming out right after April Fool's Day.
To hear someone go, "Oh, Katie!" because they think that a little kid dumped his own weight. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, Richard Kind saying anything is wonderful. So, I don't know. Well, this is the final segment of the podcast. People write into isaidnogifts@gmail.com begging for answers. Would you help me answer a question?
Yes.
Okay, this says, Dear Bridger and guest, our daughter, 13, has been best friends with a set of twins since nursery school. The twins' parents have been wonderfully kind and are always sure to include our daughter in playdates, parties, sleepovers, trips to the mall, etc. We get it. They never hesitate to include her as one of their own, since my husband and I own a business. We don't have as much free time available to reciprocate in kind. What is a thoughtful gift for the twins' parents for being so generous with our daughter? The parents are in their early 40s, enjoy dining out, shopping, outdoor activities such as hunting and four-wheeling, and have several pets. I promise to never write back. Thank you. And that's from M.
Find out what their favorite restaurant is, buy them a gift certificate, and babysit the twins while they go out and have dinner and a date.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's not the worst idea in the world. I feel like, I mean, these people are kind of angling to take over the daughter's life, it feels like. The parents are so busy at work, they're working, and these people are buttering up the child, spoiling her. I feel like they're trying to turn the daughter against the parents.
To what end?
Ask them if they want to take her hunting.
What do you mean they want to take her hunting?
They love hunting and four-wheeling.
It never said that they said, we're taking your child. They love hunting. They're not taking the child hunting.
They're never going to say it, Oscar, until the daughter's holding a rifle and dressed in all orange.
No wonder you have no friends. What is going on with you? I hope and pray that this is part of your persona to rile things up when these people are just trying to take this girl and have a good time with her.
Well, I hope this is your absolute naive. I mean, you must be taken advantage of all the time.
How so?
Your daughter's probably out hunting right now.
Well, okay, she happens to be, but that has nothing to do. She's hunting for bear with a bow and arrow, and we think it's safe and wonderful. They're up in Mammoth. Now, listen, we have an only child, and so she goes and has sleep, which was a big deal for us to let her go have a sleepover. But now she's 12, she's almost 13. She has sleepover with friends, and they stay with us and stuff. And so, you need, and I think it's their only child, right? From what I get.
Yes, it seems like the only kid here.
So she needs to have little friends because she's by
lonely.
Herself. Yes.
And the parents are probably horrible.
Whose parents?
Her parents.
Oh, that goes without saying.
Yes, they're writing into a podcast.
From the Book of Bridger. Oh, my God. So I say it's, get the dinner. It's a no-brainer. Babysit the twins and give the other folks a day off.
Fine.
Right?
Sure, if that's what you want to do.
What do you want to do?
I want them to keep an eye on this family.
That has nothing to do with showing them a good time. They want to show them a good time. They want to. That's how you show people
I
a
think
good
change
time.
your number, potentially move out of state. These people are coming for your daughter.
Because they
have twins and they can't get enough. They want a triplet.
triplets.
They're addicted to children.
Well, be on the lookout. If they dye your kid's hair the same color as the twins, I guess, yes.
Okay, well, I think then they've got two answers.
They have
can
two
deal with
answers.
it. They can look at their situation. They have probably a few more details.
And choose.
And decide how they want to live the rest of their lives with or without their daughter.
We wish them the best.
I don't. Don't write back in. She already promised, but we've just got to make sure. Oscar, we answered the question perfectly. I now have these lovely bars of soap. It was such a it was nice to actually be able to use my sense of smell after feeling so insecure about it just moments before. And now I'll be able to take these home and people will think, Bridger's got taste.
It would be so rude to take them back at this point, wouldn't it? Oh, look at them there. They're just going to be they're wasted on you. You'll open them up.
How dare you?
You'll be bumbling and they'll be falling on the floor. You'll be screaming and smashing into the freaking shower head and all that.
And then here comes my shower assistant.
You'll get injured trying to use the bars of soap.
Well, then lawsuit. I mean, I've got all kinds of things happening.
Oh, great.
Yes. You'll be served soon.
I should have you sign a waiver before you take these
I
bars of
refuse to
soap.
sign any waiver for anything ever. I will not be caught in a lawsuit unless it's me starting it.
Yeah.
Oscar, thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure.
I've had a wonderful time.
How long was this?
4 hours.
Oh, my God.
And I felt every second of it.
1:21. I see you have a stopwatch up there.
1:21.
That's wonderful.
We could just kind of watch that go for a little while.
Look at it go. So predictable.
Yeah, the listener loves to, I know that they just love to hear the podcast as the host and guest watch a timer go.
Yeah. It's
There's
live.
a certain suspense.
It's live.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure.
Listener, the podcast, if you haven't guessed, is over. Figure something out. I love you. Goodbye.